Another day in the office. Where do we start? Time to work today per usual, and the good news is that we didn't have any Airbnb issues over the weekend, so that's something good to look forward to. But I do have some not so bad news, but mind changing. I think being an entrepreneur, you're constantly, your mind's always just going, so you kind of, sometimes you have an idea and you say, all right, I'm gonna do this, and then you kind of think about it, you speak to a few people, and then you get feedback, and then you're like, all right, we need to think of a better way to do that. And I think that's what I've kind of come to. I feel like I got to get back to the drawing board. I feel like I'm on the right journey, but not the right path. And the only way to fix that is to hit the drawing board, kind of figure it all out from scratch, and put together a real plan as to what I want to really do. And ideally I wanted to share the space, but someone really put me into a different perspective, and they told me, that space is like your home. They asked me, that space is like your home, right? And I said, yeah. And they said, would you bring just anybody into your home? And I stopped, and I'm like, nah, I wouldn't. And then the person says, so why would you form something around bringing a bunch of people into your home? So that just gave me a different perspective, and I do want to help a lot of creators and entrepreneurs, but I do need to be mindful, and I need to be smart about how I do it so that it's long lasting and not just kind of like a short term help. If I want this space to be a resource to people, then I need to find a new home. That's kind of the reality of it. And I gotta make a phone call. Part of being the person in charge is making the tough phone calls, and today we do have ourselves a tough phone call. Give me 1 second. Hello? Hey, how's it going? Sorry about that. I called you earlier. I'm not really too sure what happened.
I was at work.
If you like it, you like it. If you don't, we can make some alterations.
Okay.
All right?
In the meantime, I'll work on as far as getting you the music.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
If I was to explain that in the quickest form, it's just miscommunication. Sometimes I think that people, and this happens to me too, you just, you say one thing that's kind of broad, and being specific is just very key in this world of communication. And just miscommunicating, someone thinking one thing and another person thinking another thing, and this person was pretty good to me. So even though I don't want to tie my resources into doing a video that was produced in August, I don't really want to, but I have to because I'm not here to screw people over. I gotta figure it out. In the meantime, though, I do have canvases for sale. The link will be in the description. One thing that I do know for sure, though, is that I love all my technology. I love my camera. I love my gadgets, the GoPro, the freaking drone. I love all that stuff. That stuff, this stuff, making content, blogging now, making videos, taking pictures, like that's what I love to do, and I provide a service. So I really do enjoy doing that. And that's something that I never want to give up. But it has to be attacked the right way. For me to be able to do it for the rest of my life, it has to be done the right way. I'm approaching the 1 year mark of me being full-time self-employed, and it's really, man, my eyes have never been so open. And this is the experience though. It's been a crazy experience. You know, it's had its ups, it's had its downs. But if I was to give like a, I ain't gonna lie, man, these last 2 years have been the worst 2 years of my life. If I'm gonna be honest, and that's not saying that I have the worst life. I'm just saying, if I was to look at each year, you know, boop, 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 these last two were probably the worst. So I gotta figure out how to make 2020 the best year I've ever had. And that is my goal, and that is what is going to happen. 2020 will be the best year, one of the best years of my life. I'll say one because there's still just a lot of life to live. I ain't gonna lie, these last few months, man, I feel like it's like having an object just sitting on the edge, right? Like having this object here. And these last few months, I feel like it's just more push, more push, more push, more push, more push. And even when I'm like, yo, like still more push, like, so I feel like I've been pushed off. That's it. That's the best way I can put it using objects. I've always been a caring person, and I think I got it from my mom. She's always been super caring for other people. Like, she'll go 1,000 miles for everyone in the world, yo, and then think about herself. And I definitely feel like I get that trait from her, but I need to deprogram that out of my system at this point, and I need to start being more selfish, because I feel like everybody around me is being selfish. So that's kind of what I need to do. You know, I could still be helpful, but in many cases I have to just be selfish. I have to start looking out for me, because if I never look out for me, then 2020 ain't gonna be what I want 2020 to be. A lot comes from helping people, but in order to help people, you need to be situated yourself. You need to be in a certain space yourself, mentally, physically, the whole nine. I just come to a realization, you know, it feels like a countdown is happening. You know, kind of like the New Year countdown. But this countdown's not as exciting. You know, because we're getting closer to that 1 year mark. So the countdown's just going. This countdown feels like it's decision time. When you are doing anything in business, you gotta make tough decisions. So I feel like my countdown to making a very, very tough decision is coming, and I don't know what to expect from it. It can either go good, or it can either go bad. I don't know. I'm not gonna put too much thought into that. I'm just trying to make every one of these last days count. And I plan to hit the drawing board, you know, all these last final days, you know, before the countdown hits 0. I plan to every day hit the drawing board, figure it all out, and make things happen, because that's just what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit around and get on here and complain about all the, you know, how many times I've been left, right, backwards, bent over. It's not worth my time to talk about that. And that's just part of business, I've learned. That's part of business. People when they can. Someone asked me over the weekend, like, yo, like, how do you feel? Are you, like, you know, are you happy? Like, listen, I'm happier than I ever been. But at the same time, I'm not satisfied. And not to say that I'm ungrateful. You know, people say, "Oh man, you mad lucky." This and no, bro. This is not luck. This is not luck. Like, I got myself here. I had to sacrifice so much to be here, so it's not luck. I'm not lucky. Like, I don't have it good. Everybody thinks, "Oh, you got it good." No. How do I have it good? I had to sacrifice everything to be where I'm at. So I am blessed. I am really blessed. I really am. And I told the person, man, it's. I'm happier than I was the year before. You know, my job was mentally breaking me down, but because he was telling me how his job, you know, and I'm just like, bro, just be blessed to be in whatever situation you're in. And if making the jump is what you want to do, then make the jump. And if it's not what you want to do, then don't do it. I'm really doing this to show the youth, to show the people behind me that stuff is possible. Stuff is really possible. So, but stuff is only possible if you do it the right way.